Get that bread, get that head, then leave. Peace out.
Hey babes, it's your girl SiddyCEO and I'm back again with another video. So today, of course, we're going to be doing this beautiful face and I hope that you guys like this look. But we're going to be talking about a really important topic that is just extremely important to me, and that is how I overcame my anxiety and depression. If you or anyone that you may know or love or come in contact with are experiencing anxiety or depression, I hope that you guys can take these little tips and tricks that I used in order to overcome my anxiety and depression and just be able to live a softer and a happier life. So let's get right into this video. So I already have my brows done and we are going to start this look. So today I'm going to be talking about how I overcame my anxiety and depression. So if you guys see me looking down, it's because I have this mirror here with me and I'm going to be using it as I am getting this look together. So I had a few people ask me a few questions in regards to anxiety and depression and how I overcame it, how I coped with it, and what I'm doing now in order to make sure that I don't go back into the same state that I was in before. So I'm going to do this eye first, and then we're going to go into the next. So pretty much in 2020, I lost my daughter's father in a very unexpected and tragic car accident. And like when it first happened, I feel like I was in such a shock that it actually did happen, that I did not like even think about what was going to come after. Like there was nights that I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, like I couldn't do anything. Like I was just completely all over the place. I was really messed up. He was my high school sweetheart. I met him when I was around 14 or 15 years old. We separated like for some time, like for a lot of years, as a matter of fact. But we got back together in 2016 when I moved to Atlanta from Brooklyn, and we were together ever since. So I feel like my anxiety and depression started after. Here, I was just explaining to everyone that my anxiety started after my daughter's dad died. I was hospitalized multiple times for the same thing. I was having these bad panic attacks. I didn't know what it was, and they thought I was crazy. So eventually, I just started to schedule appointments with my primary care doctor. Y'all, not me thinking that I was recording, and I wasn't. I'm not going to let the same thing happen to me twice. But anyway, as I was saying, I went to my doctor and I did finish my eyebrows and my eyeshadow off camera because y'all, that ain't for me. I'm still learning. Give me grace. But I went to my primary care physician and, you know, she was pretty much just telling me that I'm grieving and, you know, to give myself some grace because I've never grieved like that before. I did not understand what was happening to me. I just felt every freaking time that I was dying, and I don't want to die right now because I have two children that I'm pretty much raising, not even pretty much, that I am raising on my own, and they need me. So, you know, I had just like a lot of reservations just about what was going on. And she prescribed me trazodone. And like my experience with trazodone is like when I first took, are they antidepressants? I don't even remember if they're like antidepressants or whatever. It was just some pill that they gave me. And like, I don't know how I was feeling about taking the pills, but I come from like a strong background of like strong black women from the Caribbean, from Jamaica to be exact. And like that's not, it's like that's like taboo to like be on meds for emotional problems. And, you know, we come from a generation, or what are we, millennials? I'm a millennial. I'm 31. So we come from a generation where like anxiety and depression and shit like that wasn't much talked about up until now. This new Gen Z generation, they're not afraid to talk about their anxiety and depression. But the way that I was raised, and like, you know, the people who raised me, like, we don't come from that to be like taking pills and stuff like that for your emotional help. So I didn't even know how to feel about just being on pills for this, and everybody was kind of looking at me sideways. But listen, I felt like I was dying. I needed something to help me get through. I just needed something, like a very much something I needed, you know? So, I started taking the pills and they did help, but I feel like it wasn't really helping because I was still on my bullshit. Like, I was still feeling crazy. Like, the pills don't work right away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would take like a good 30 minutes for the pills to kick in. So if I'm mid panic attack, it's not like as soon as I take the pill, it's immediately going to, like, you know, stop the way that I was feeling. So I had to start like being mental about what I was going through and telling myself like, girl, this is mental. Like, this is all a mental thing. And there is nothing wrong with how you are feeling. Like, it's completely okay to feel this way, but it's like, you can't stay this way. So I think that was like the beginning of the end of my anxiety. It was just the beginning though, because I was still feeling crazy. Like, even when I was on my way to move down here, I had a whole panic attack while I was driving. My kids are in the car. My mom is in the car. We are on the highway, dark at night. It was like Halloween night too. So I'm like freaking out. Like, I don't want to be on the road driving on Halloween. There's goons and there's goblins out. The demons is out. And like, my mind was really like getting the best of me. And that night we had to pull over at a hotel. And when we got to the hotel, like, the panic attack was like so bad. My heart rate was like 130 something beats per minute. Like, it was really, really bad. I ended up calling the ambulance to the hospital. And then I was like, yo, like, are you really gonna make the enemy defeat you right now? Like, because this is the enemy trying to get the best of you. Like, the enemy knows that you are trying to like make a change in your life, make a difference. You know that you've been through a lot of stuff, and like, they are trying to block you. I'm not even gonna call up his name, but he is trying to block you from your purpose, your promise, and your destiny. So I was able to get myself together, get back on the road, and get my family to Florida. So when I got to Florida, like, the depression really didn't stop. The depression, the anxiety didn't really stop at that point. It was there, but that's when I started to realize, like, yo, this is mental. Like, and you can fight this, because anything that is mental, you can fight. You know what I mean? Like, you can fight, because your mind, in the Bible, it says that the mind maketh the man. And you have to understand that your mind is a very, very strong place. So if you're not in tune with your mind and the things that you are thinking and the things that you are feeling, you can easily be destroyed by the things that you think about, the things that you watch, because it's all your mind that's soaking all of this stuff up. And my mom is like a prayer warrior. So for everything, it was like pray, pray, pray. And at first, I was like real defiant to like just praying, because I'm like, I need answers now. Like, I don't want to pray. Like, I just don't want this shit happening to me, you know? But eventually, I really had to start praying, because I'm like, ain't no way I could do this on my own. This is not a battle for myself. God brought me. Anyway. God brought me to this. He will most definitely bring me through this. I'm here talking to you guys. Nobody was going to tell me that I didn't put my foundation on, so I'm going to do that like while I let the concealer dry down a little bit. I had to start praying that stuff off of me. So in the beginning of January, like, I really said it in my heart that, like, yo, you're going to have to pray about this because this battle does not belong to you. So for the new year, I started praying. I started setting some goals for myself, like what I see for myself. And I'm not gonna lie, shout out to Kyla Shea. She is another YouTuber that I watch a lot. She's way younger than me, but I find so much inspiration from her because, like, she does this thing in her journals where she says what I see for myself. That's what she journals every day, and I started doing that for myself. And I started saying that I want to see myself depression and anxiety free. So I had to start working on things that was going to help me to be depression and anxiety free. I mean, you know, there are still going to be instances in your life where you don't feel 100%, but there's things that you can do about your life to make it better for yourself. You don't have to sit in sadness, sit in depression. This is getting me a little bit emotional to talk about because I know it's hard. You know, it's hard and it seems like it's so much easier said than done, but it can be done. If you have the mind to do something, if you have the mindset to want something better for yourself, you can do it. You know, so hold on, let me get my beauty blender. Y'all know me, I'm gonna have everything all over the place. So if you have the mind to really want to make changes in your life, you are going to be able to do it. You have to really set your mind to it. You remember how I was saying before that, like, anxiety and depression is like a mind thing. Like, it plays mind games with you. It will have you feeling like you are just at the end of the road, like this is it for you. You can't do it anymore. But trust me, you can do it. There's so many people that overcame like worse situations. Like, there's people that were literally going through cancer, going through, like, you know, life-changing, life-altering situations. And not saying that my situation wasn't a life-altering situation, but, you know, it wasn't the end of my life. Yes, that's what it is. My daughter's father dying, my boyfriend dying, even though that was the end of his physical time on this earth, that wasn't the end of my world. I still have to keep going because I have children. I have two beautiful children that depend on me, that depend on, you know, my prayers, me being strong, me being effective. And you know, it's not everything that you're going to be able to be strong from and through, but goddamn, I'm going to try, you know, I'm going to try my best. So after, like, you know, writing down in my journal every single day what I see for myself, like, you know, I started working towards what I see for myself. And I see good things in my future. You know, nobody knows what the future holds. But I was like, yo, I'll be damned if I don't at least give myself the opportunity to, you know, live my best life, my best stress-free and anxiety and depression-free life. And for anybody that's going through anxiety and depression, I know that it's different for everybody, and not everybody like handles their stuff the same way, but take it from a person who has been through it. You know, I've been through it, and just because like my anxiety came in a different way, my eyeliner, I kind of wiped it off while I was putting on. Yeah, so, you know, yeah. So anyway, after that, I was still going through it. Even though I was writing in my journal every single day, there was days that I would just break down and cry. I would sit down, I would think about all the memories that I had with, you know, my daughter's dad, and like I would just break down. I would completely lose it. And then I would go and drink, and then I would just be drunk. I'll be like hung over for 3 days, can't do anything, like just completely fucked up. And that was it for me. Like, I think that was the time in my life where I just realized, like, yo, you're not going to make this situation that you went through turn you into some fucking drunk ass mom that don't know how to deal with her issues. How am I going to teach my kids to go through their shit if I can't properly and effectively go through my shit, you know? So I had to really buckle down and be like, yo, this is not the life that I want to live. This is not who I am. What I went through is not who I am. It was just a part of my process. And a part of my process was just going through that pain. And as much as I didn't want to go through it, hey, this is what is going on in my life. This is what happened. I lost somebody that I really, really love, and, you know, it hurt. But I had to think about all the people who just lost their life. I had to think about, you know, my daughter's dad. And I'm like, would he want this for me? Like, if he was alive, would he want me to be like in this stupor, in this depression, just sad, not knowing what to do with myself and not taking care of my self-care? Like, when I tell you my depression and my anxiety was so bad, I wasn't doing my makeup. And I'm a girl that I used to get up every single day and do my makeup, get ready for the day, and just take on the day. Nothing could stop me. I was just such an ambitious person. And when I realized that I was like low-key losing myself, I'm like, damn, is this what I want for me? You know, is this what I want for me? So slowly but surely, I started coming back to myself. It was probably around like April or something like that. I bought a new car, and I realized that all the goals that I was setting for myself, I was accomplishing them, and I was not giving myself no credit. Like, the thing is that before all of this, I wasn't giving myself any credit. I was just like not giving myself no credit at all. Like, I just felt like a failure. And if you treat yourself like that, that's the results of how, that's what you're gonna get. If you treat yourself like shit, you're gonna get shit, you know? And I was just determined to not make my life get to shit. I didn't want that for me. You know what I mean? And I didn't want my kids to see me struggling and like going through that type of shit. But I'm kind of glad that they did, because, you know, at least they know, like, yo, this, if I ever go through something that's crazy, this is what I'm gonna have to do. I see my mom get up. I don't know if you guys watch Sarah Jakes Roberts, that's TD Jake's daughter. She has like this sermon that says, girl, get up. And sometimes you just have to get up. So I just started showing up for myself every day. And I'm not gonna lie, there were days where it was just too much for me. And I'm like, yo, I can't do this shit. Like, this showing up for myself every single day. Like, how I'm gonna show up for myself, you know? But then I started... if you don't mind me asking, who are you currently using? I am not using anyone, and this is kind of a little bad time for me. Is there any chance you could give me a call back probably like after 12? I can. Okay, I really appreciate that. That's fine. Keep my name is Reveal. Okay. And again, corporate payroll services, okay? Okay, hon, thank you. And after 12? Yes, after 12 p.m. today. Okay, perfect. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, bye-bye. So, yeah, like, showing up for myself was hard, but then I was like, girl, if you don't show up for you, who the hell gonna show up for you? You know, nobody's gonna show up for you. And life just started hitting me like, girl, you cannot sit like this. You cannot stay like this. And it's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to go through your emotions, but you know what's not okay? For you to stay in your bullshit. You gotta get up.
Stand up! Stand up!
So like I was saying, was Sarah Jakes Rogers, she has this sermon where she's like, girl, get up. Girl, get up. And like, I still was like, well, no, you know, I was making excuses. Like, I needed to just sit in my pain, and that wasn't going to work. Me sitting in my pain wasn't helping me. It wasn't growing me. I was losing myself. I didn't know myself anymore. And that's just not the way that you want to live. You know? So, like I said, I just started showing up for me every single day. Every single day, I still had my days where I was like, I don't want to do this shit. Like, Jesus, take the wheel. You know? But I know that my God could do all things. But at some point, I have to stand up for myself. And, you know, do this for me. Because God is He's going to bring you through it. But you have to have courage and you have to have faith. And you have to know that God is going to bring you through it. God's just not going to bring you through it. You just depending on him solely. You get what I'm saying? They said that God helps those who help themselves. So you got to start helping yourself. You got to start realizing that, like, yo, this is my situation. It can't be a why me situation. It could only be like, why not you? God chose you for this. Because he felt like you were strong enough to deal with it. And, like, I really didn't think that I was strong enough. I would always question, like, why am I going through it? But, like, so pretty much, like, you know, how I overcame, like, my anxiety and my depression when I just started to realize that it will only have enough power, as much power as I give it. My anxiety, my depression cannot have any power if I don't give it that power. So whatever you give power to in your life, that is what will manifest. So I'm like, I'm not about to give this shit my power. Because the more power that I give it is the more power it has to ruin me. So that's just how I started thinking about things. And that's just how I started to play it. Because it's true. If I sit here and be like, oh, I'm depressed, I'm sad, why? I'm going to be sad. And I'm going to be feeling depressed. But if I tell myself every single day, yo, today's going to be a good day. I don't care what happens. I don't care how it happens, when it happens, why it happens. I'm going to have a good day. Because I started taking control. I started taking back my power. Because my life belongs to me. Nobody else was going to help me to get through my shit but me. Like, I had some great, I ain't gonna lie now, I gotta shout out my cousins. Like, I have a great support system because, yo, I should have been cut off from my cousins and shit a long time ago because I was giving them hell. I was giving them exactly what they was asking for. But they were so patient and they were so kind to me and so loving. And in situations where people would, like, low-key walk away from me, they never walked away from me. They still love me, like, despite my flaws, despite my drama, despite my negative thinking about my life. They were still so much there for me. And I had to realize that, like, life is not that bad. Life is not that bad. So, you know, I started just making sure that I was practicing gratitude every single day, that I was taking care of myself, that, you know, I was giving myself some grace. You know, when you have something good to say, like, the devil don't want you to talk about the goodness of God and, you know, how, you know, he brings you through these situations that you feel like you're not going to get through. Because honestly, the devil wanted to ruin me. That's what I can say. Is that he wanted to ruin me. He wanted to ruin everything that I had going on. Because before my daughter's dad died, like, I had my business, DGO Beauty. I was doing so well. I was throwing these pop-up shops. Like, people were, like, buying my products back to back. I had so many return customers. They loved me so much. They loved everything that I had to offer. Not only did they love my product, they loved me as a person because I was a representator. I was a representation. Is a representator? I don't even know if that's the word, but I was a representation of my brand. I eat, sleep, drink my brand. My brand was me, you know, and after, like, I lost him, and he was, like, my number one supporter, y'all. Like, that shit was, like, so freaked up to like lose him, you know, your number one supporter. But you know, it just happened like that, and I kind of fell off. So I was just like so depressed after all of that. Like, not only did I lose the love of my life, my baby daddy, my best friend, I was like losing my business on top of my goddamn mind. But yeah, so I always want to do like YouTube. So like now that I'm like doing a YouTube, like this is like another portion of my healing, because I'm doing all the things that I want to do, and it's like the devil tries to rob you of your joy of just being great, of just being who you know that you're destined to be. And I just started to see myself in the light of what I deserved. I deserve this. I deserve to be a great human. I deserve to have good people around me. I deserve to have a good job. I deserve to have a nice car. I deserve to have nice clothes. I deserve to have a nice room, a nice home to come home to. I deserve to have good food. When I started realizing that I deserve this good life, I don't deserve to be living in sadness and sorrow, my life started to change. And it was nothing really that I did. I just had to go back to what I was used to. I was used to praying. I was used to journaling. I was used to like being one with nature, just having quiet time. There's days when I do absolutely nothing. Those are my favorite days, because I just love to sit around and not do shit. Like, it feels so good. It feels so good to just be able to be in your crib and not do nothing. And people don't even have those opportunities. People are always ripping and running and just, you know, doing too much. And I realized, like, you gotta just have your days when you're not doing nothing. That you can think, that you can reflect on life and see how good God is to you. Once you realize how good God is to you, you can start being good to yourself, boo. And that was the game changer for me, is that I just started to see that I deserve to be happy. And when I started to see that I deserve to be happy, I started to live a happier life. If I want to go shopping, I'm going to go shopping. I'm not going to say I don't have the money for it today. I'm not going to do that to me, because I work. I work all the time. I work hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, reward yourself for all the things that you're doing. Sorry, y'all. Because there's people out here who can't reward themselves, who can't go buy themselves something nice. I love crafty crab. I love to get a nice shrimp and crab boil with the potatoes and the corns. I buy myself that at least once a week. If it's not once a week, it's probably once every 2 weeks. I do it for myself because I earned it. I deserve it. I deserve good things. So when I just started to tell myself that I deserve to be happy, I started living a happier life, you know? And it's not easy. You're not going to wake up one day and shit going to be sweet. It's not going to be like that at all. I promise you. Trust me. There's going to be a lot of days when you cry. There's going to be a lot of days when you want to give up and you just don't want to do this shit no more. But you got to show up for yourself every single day. If you don't, you won't. When it comes to life, you never know when it's your time, when it's your hour, when you're going to be called home. So you have to live a fruitful life. You have to do good things. You have to be good to people. You want good things attached to your name, to your existence, to your being. And that's all I ever wanted for myself. So I just started living a more grateful life. Just grateful for everything. When I wake up every morning, the first thing that I say is like, oh my God, I'm so thankful I woke up another day. So many people weren't blessed with that opportunity. So I want to show God, like, in the midst of like my sadness, in the midst of everything that I was going through, that I was still grateful. I was still so very grateful for all that, you know, have been added into my life, regardless of the loss that I experienced. So that's a little bit on how I, like, you know, overcame my depression and my anxiety. And, you know, like I said, I still struggle from time to time, because it's not going to just be like a overnight thing. It's not no overnight express shipping. No, it's not how it works, sweetheart. It's going to be a lot of days where you're just like, yo, I can't do this. I can't do this shit. No, I cannot do my lashes on camera to save my life. So I did my lashes. I put a little bit of highlight in between the ducts of my eyes, and now I'm about to do my lips. Y'all know I love a dark liner. If y'all hear any splashing or anything like that, that's my toddler. That's my 2-year-old in the bath. I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So yeah, guys, that is definitely just a little rundown of how I overcame anxiety and depression. And as I said, like, I'm not completely like where I want to be, because I still have my days, but guess what, I probably would never be completely where I want to be, because you know, feeling types of ways about the things that happen in your life is inevitable, and you can't change what happens in your life, and you definitely cannot predict the future or change what happens in the future, but you can definitely just be optimistic and live in the present that you're in now, and just enjoy life now, because that's all that we can do. We can just enjoy life right now. Everything that is going on in your life right now, you could just enjoy it, love who you are, love who you are becoming, and just pray that you can become who you want to be in your future. So that's all that I'm going to do to my lips. I want it to look really, really natural. So these are just a few tips on how I overcame my anxiety. Muster up the faith, muster up the energy, muster up the courage to just show up every single day for yourself. I definitely said to practice gratitude. How I practice gratitude is I journal. I wake up every morning. I tell God, thank you, God, for another day. I didn't have to wake up this morning. That's also just being grateful and being mindful. Don't stay in your house all day. You know, go out, be in nature, appreciate the wind, appreciate the sun, the moon, the stars, appreciate all of the things that God has blessed this beautiful earth for us to experience. Take off days. If you feel like you've been working too much, you've been doing too much, you've been ripping and running, take a break. Sit in your bed, watch crime documentaries all day. That's what I do. Like, I dedicate my Sundays or my Saturdays, if I'm not doing anything, if I don't have anything on my schedule, I just chill all day. Kids are on do not disturb. Phone is on do not disturb. I don't want to talk. I don't want to chill. I don't want to hang. I just want to be free with my own thoughts. I want to be lazy. I want to eat whatever I want to eat and just do whatever City wants to do. So those are just a few things that I did to overcome my anxiety and my depression. So I hope that you guys like this video. I hope that you guys are loving the look. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share to your homegirls, and your homegirls. Definitely just get the word out there. And if you guys are loving this look, please make sure that you drop a comment down below with some hearts saying how much you like this look. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. It's your girl, SiddyCEO, and we are signing out.